systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's up, Ship It Nation YouTube station? We got some day baseball here on this 30th, on the 20th of August here on Thursday. So looking forward to talking it with my man Matt here. Of course, usually we're on Thursdays. We get a little extra early slate today. Thursday's been a little light on us here in recent times, but hey, we got 6 games today, 3 games later. But we're going to be talking about the main slate that we got here. But bring you on in here, Matt. How's it going? How was your week? And what do you think real quick of this slate before we dive into it?
Yeah, week's going good, man. Happy to be on here with you. I feel like we got on another day last week or the week before, which was nice when we got a bigger slate. But at least we got, 6 games today? Should be a fun one to talk about. Man, since you guys traded Scooble, well, I know Detroit hasn't been amazing, but they haven't been as shitty as Cleveland, Cleveland baseball is depressing right now. So, it's a lot more fun when the team you root for is good, and we're not good right now. So it makes it more of a drag, but NFL starts soon. So we get the Browns.
Oh, man. We're in the same damn boat. I mean, we get the Lions. The Lions been a little bit better, but like the Lions and Browns have been like the 2 worst freaking NFL teams, that there is. I mean, if one of them plays in the Super Bowl, it'd be cool if we played the other one, like Lions and Browns. I mean, I don't know. That might be earth shattering, but either way, yeah. I mean, ever since we traded Scooball, we brought in some younger kids that can actually fucking hit. The problem is, Matt, the Tigers have blown like 48% or something of their save opportunities this year. Like that's fucking insane. How do you blow 48% of your save opportunities on the year? It's like 18 fucking times. Like they've blown a lead. Like they should be like 70 and fucking 50. I mean, it's unreal.
That's fucking wild, honestly. 48% of their saves. I never heard of something like that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were talking about it on sports radio here in the last couple of days, how bad the bullpen's been. I mean, dude, like the starters have been pretty good. It's just, you can't blow that many. Say Canley Jansen, he needs to go. Finnegan hasn't been good. Like the bullpen's just, the back half of that bullpen's just been ass. But
yeah, I mean, we're dealing with the same shit here too in Cleveland, and our lineup's even worse. So I get it.
J-Ram's hurt. That's not helping.
Yeah, J-Ram stinks now. He's hurt / might be old. So yeah, that's not fun. I think Detroit has a better record than Cleveland now, and they were 11 games behind Cleveland for a while. So yeah, since like the beginning of the season, I can't remember at what point. I was just reading this. Cleveland has like the 3rd worst record in baseball, better than only I think the Athletics and Rockies, like over the past couple months. So we've lost like 6 series or something, like more than that in a row. Sucks, man.
Yeah, the American League sucks, Matt. I mean, seriously.
It's so bad.
It's like the worst I think I can ever recall. I'm 54 years old. I can never recall the American League being as bad as it is right now. It's like insane. Like there's really no good teams. There's like nothing that you would even fear. That's like, I just feel like whoever comes out of the National League is going to be looking pretty good to lift up the trophy. That's like, I was kind of, just a little baffled why some teams didn't maybe go after Scooball a little harder, like over in the National League, maybe like the Brew Crew, maybe, San Diego, Atlanta. I just thought there was different teams that could have maybe tried to step up, because you feel like if you just beat the Dodgers in the National League, like you got yourself a chance to win the title. There isn't even a strong American League team, especially if the Yankees don't have Judge. I mean, man, right. the AL just blows, man. Like seriously.
It's definitely the worst I've ever seen it as a baseball fan who's followed it my entire life. I can't remember where there's this much mid. Like there's mid and bad teams. And really like the only real good team I think is the Rays. But like even them, they're not like some juggernaut. Like they could be beat. I just think they're by far the best. And yeah, to your like World Series point, man, I was saying this the other day to someone that the NL has to be massive favorites in the World Series over the AL. And who I was talking to was like, well, yeah, obviously because of the Dodgers. And I said, take the Dodgers out. If you excluded the Dodgers, I think the NL should still be a massive favorite over the AL in the World Series. There's 5 teams outside of the Dodgers that are on the Rays level or better in the NL.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you put them all together and grouped them in division, there maybe be 2 teams from the AL that may even make the playoff combined, like of all of it. Like it's just really, it's been an awkward season so far this year. I mean, like Cal Riley can't hit to save his life, dude.
I was reading a stat that a guy with like one arm in 18 whatever has hit for a higher average than Cal Riley this year.
Right. It's just, yeah, it's terrible. But say hi to some people in the chat. We see we got Philly fan, we got Aaron in here a little bit early with us. Aaron, yeah, imagine if they had Wander Franco. I wish they had Wander Franco because the stack of baseball cards I have wouldn't be completely fucking worthless. That because I thought Wander was going to be real good. I did invest some money in him, and I got some pretty decent cards of Wander that ain't going to be very good. That's why I always say, like, collect some of the old guys that aren't around and they're dead because they ain't going to have any problems that are going to make their card go away. Like if Shohei got busted for that instead of Epi for that gambling shit, Shohei cards would be worthless too right now. So, but yeah, either way. But we got 6 games today. Let's dive into this mess here and see what we got. We got 6 games. Like I said, doesn't look like we got any weather to particularly worry about. I mean, we got the Giants on the slate. Gavin Williams, highest strikeout percentage, almost 32%. It's got a pretty bad Giants team that obviously we're going to be picking on here coming up in recent times. And then we got Seymour Butts at 28, almost 29%, gets a matchup versus the Blue Jays. And we got George Kirby versus the Brewers. We got Roop Gasser. Jump maybe in play here today. But, I mean, just looking at the top end, I mean, Gavin Williams has had a few of those starts where he just hasn't looked very good, but it's the times he has looked good. I mean, the last 3 out of his 5 starts, matter of fact, this would make it 5 out of 7 starts, 5 out of 8 starts, actually. He's had in the mid 30 points over on DK. So we know he's got the strikeout capability. He had 5 games in a row where he had 10 or more strikeouts. His last 2 games, he had 5 and 7. So we definitely know the strikeout matchups there. He's got a Giants team that, I mean, more or less is mirroring a minor league team, minor league lineup up at this point. But Williams, I mean, with the strikeout percentages he's got some strikeouts with Devers, Adames, Elridge, Cost at the bottom of that lineup. He's got 4 guys that I would call non-strikeout threats. Gilbert, 14%, Jung-Ho Lee, 8%. And then you got a couple guys in the teens. But, I mean, we're looking at a guy overall this year, 32% strikeout to the left side, 30% to the right side. So, I mean, he's looked pretty good. His last 30 days, his strikeout percentages have actually picked up, which is interesting. But, I mean, Gavin Williams still does have a pretty high fly ball rate to the left side, has been getting barreled up by the left side. But, I mean, are we really afraid of this Giants lineup? I don't think so. I think that's why Gavin Williams is going to be pretty popular today, rightfully so. Seymour Butts here gets the Toronto Blue Jays. He's been pretty good here. His last 5 starts, he's been anywhere between 20 and 27 points. So he's definitely in play for me. Definitely a favorite here for the Rays against that Blue Jay team. You're sitting there looking at a game total of 7.5, and he's a minus 165 favorite. So I think that's interesting at 8,800. Man, I don't know, man. I can't buy into some George Kirby. I don't know about you. I just don't like the matchup against the Brew Crew with his low strikeout rate. And then you got Landon Rupp. I mean, he's been bad recently. He's just been a tough click here recent times. Has not looked good. I mean, his game log, his last 4 starts have not looked good at all. He's been struggling mightily. But as you mentioned, he gets a Cleveland team here that is a pretty heavy favorite, almost a minus 200 in a game total of 7. Of course, he gets that matchup with Gavin Williams, but maybe I don't mind the dueling pitcher aspect, but he's the only other guy we're up above 8K. We only got 4 guys above 8K. I mentioned Gasser and Jump, maybe throw them in. Maybe we can get to McGreevy and Singer, but man, at the top here, Matt, it looks kind of ugly. I did think it's Williams and Seymour for me. I mean, if I'm playing on DK, I'd try to figure it out with those two. I think that's pretty much where I'd lie. Maybe if I had a few other teams, maybe I'd take a chance on some of these lower end guys. But man, Gavin Williams for me would be pretty easy click to be my SP1, both sites. I don't think it's that difficult for me. It's pretty easy to get what you want. We don't really have to seem too many high price offenses today that I think offense is going to be pretty spread out. So for me, I'm going to go with the safer end on the pitching today, and Williams and Seymour fill that out for me. What do you think?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think those two guys are like the clear number 1 and number 2 on this slate, and it's not close. I mean, Williams, yeah, you could talk me into like stacking some San Francisco and large field stuff in non-Gavin Williams lineups, but on paper, he's by far the best pitcher on this slate in an amazing matchup. Talk about this San Fran lineup. It's awful, minor league-ish, as you mentioned. So, yeah, I'm in on Gavin like I was in on Messick yesterday. I don't feel as good about Seymour, but he's also been really good. Great matchup. This Toronto team stinks right now. No problem picking on them. Yeah, 8,800 is a hefty tag for him, but he's deserved it, especially on this slate. So I think those two guys are the clear 1 and 2.
And I like his pitch count too, not to cut you off. His last 3 starts, he's been up in the 90s, where before, it was a reach for him to get to 80. So I do like in his last 3 starts too, he's had, 93, 98, and 90 pitches. So that helps me feel a little better because we know how Tampa is with their pitchers.
Yeah, it's a great call. I mean, how can you not like that just a little bit more, especially when you're paying full freight for him? So yeah, I think it's those two guys. And then you want to make cases for Gasser, Jump. Kirby's tough for me because I don't know. The only reason I would play Kirby is an ownership discount off of Seymour or Williams, but I like those two a lot more. And I'm not going to be playing enough lineups for me to really want to get different there. So I'm with you. It's the top 2 guys. Much rather get different with my bats because I think there's a bunch of good stacks today. McGreevy is cheap enough and the Reds are bad enough where you could play him. But you could also stack the Reds here too for sure because he is not good. And I feel like this is a little bit similar to the last day slate we had. I don't know. Nate's might have been filling. It might have been, I can't remember the circumstances of the show, but I feel like it was last Thursday. And the Reds were on the slate against Davis Martin, who also stinks. And the Reds were the team you needed. So, yeah, I'm interested in, we'll get to stacks, but McGreevy's just cheap enough against a bad Reds team. It reminds me a lot of Davis Martin versus them last week. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, it gets kind of ugly past those top 2. It gets little uncomfortable with some clicks, but hey, Orioles, it's a free show. You got a chance to click off just like I have a chance to block your ass and ban you. See ya. So either way, pitching's just a little bit, like when you start getting down in these cheaper guys here, I mean, like Dobnak, McGreevy. I mean, I just feel like, with a guy like Dobnak, I see, was asked in the chat there. I mean, he's got a 12%, 13% K rate to lefties, 16%. He's been walking a lot of guys. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. I mean, I'm looking for some upside. I mean, I think if Seymour and Gavin Williams go off, I mean, you're going to have those two, period. You're going to have to literally hope one of those two fail and then pick the right one, because I just think those are the two with upside, and they're both going to be probably highly owned, I would assume. But after those two, it just, like I said, it's just more of a reach. I did see Bieber at the bottom there, really cheap, 6K. I mean, he had a decent start last time out. He went 6 innings, 5 Ks, gave up 1 earned run, gave up a solo shot. You got any interest in the Biebs?
I can't do it. It hasn't been good, and I feel like last start was more of an outlier than anything else. That said, like I kind of hope he's okay because I don't know if I want to stack Tampa here. And when he's been bad, he puts a lot of guys on base, and that obviously leads to big innings. I mean, I get it, like the name value, he's so cheap, but give me like a Gage Jump, who's not that much more expensive over him. Yeah, I can't do Bieber right now. And I see someone who mentioned Dobnak in the chat. That's not for me. He's been pretty good, but there's a lot of noise in those numbers. And I expect the negative regression to hit sooner rather than later. I mean, Dobnak is striking out 14% of hitters. That's insane. And his ERA of 1.73 is really good. His expected of 4.57 is not. So I'm waiting for that start where Dobnak just gets destroyed. Might not happen today because the A's stink. Maybe he has another good start, and if you play him and he does well, congrats to you. He won't be on my teams.
One thing I wanted to add about Gage Jump, just looking at him here, man, his control has been just fucking awful the last 30 days. He's walking 19% of the lefties, 16, almost 17% of righties in the last 30 days. Overall in the season, he's at a 12.5% walk percentage to lefties. But I mean, you just look at his numbers too. I think another thing that stood out for me was he's not been good at home, but he's been fairly decent on the road. So I think he's like, you're pitching in a Cracker Jack box over there, out there in Sacramento. He feels like, he probably is, chicken to keep it around the plate. That's probably why he's walking so many guys. But, the difference in ERA is almost 3.5 runs from home to the road. So I think that's definitely something, that I'm looking at.
I feel like you need to ban Pizza Sausage too for his awful take in chat about my toys in the background. These WWF figures from the early 90s that are probably worth more than Pizza Sausage life himself. So we will not take slander about my WWF stuff in the background there.
We agree with that too. Like you can't, it's like ripping on me for having baseball cards in the background. Like,
there's some cards back there too. Like, I mean, listen,
it's like, is everybody like the early fucking like people out in the world today just anger? Like everybody want to, are we just choosing violence today? Like, I don't get it. Whatever. It's a free damn show. Like I don't understand people sometimes. Like, whatever. I don't really care, but we ain't going to let the bad apples ruin the fun for the rest of us. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't got yelled at for calling them the Indians or, some other shit that I usually catch slack for, which is totally okay with me. I mean, it is what it is. It's like, you call the Canadians, you call them the Habs, all of a sudden you're bad. Like, it's my nickname for them. I call them whatever I want.
I didn't even know that one. I didn't know that was bad. Honestly, never did.
I mean, I guess it gets political if you start calling the team what they're not. I don't know. I mean, everything turns into politics, which is stupid. But I mean, the team is the team, whatever I want to call them. I mean, I call the Tigers the shitty kitties. I call them all kinds of different things, when you're talking with your friends. I mean, it is what it is. We're sports fans. We're all crazy. That's what Fanatic stands for.
Do people in Detroit hate when they call them the Motor City Kitties?
Yeah, because it kind of sounds like, girly-ish,
Like that's why I like calling them. Yes.
Yeah. Like here in Detroit, we can't wait for the Bears to come in so we can start chanting Hammond Bears. Like we can't wait for that kind of crap, But yeah, so either way, but yeah, like Drew says, maybe no morning coffee yet. You get these people in it. Go smoke a fatty. Get you a nice sativa doobie, put it in your mouth, light it, and suck on it for a minute. And you'll feel a little bit better. But, yeah, like you said, negative Nancy's, Karen's. I mean, we don't care. We get it all. Like trying to predict DFS baseball is one of the toughest freaking things you can possibly do. I've learned that a long time ago. And I've been playing this game for a long damn time. And I've seen many that are really supposedly good come and go and never play again because they can't take the beat down. So either way. But, yeah, good times. Let's get to some hitting. We got the 6 games. let's back up, rewind. My brain got a little messed up. Woo, woo, woo. So other than Seymour and Gavin Williams, who do you feel good about playing anyone else? Like I said, I mean, Jump scares me a little bit because of his walk issues. Gasser, I don't mind picking on that Seattle offense. That's just been garbage. Maybe Singer and McGreevy. I think that's more of a liquor bottle type play. And then if I really want to start doing shots at Jameson or Screwball, maybe you could throw in some Bieber. But yeah, I mean, it's tough news, but I just think I'd stay up the top. I mean, you feel any differently?
I feel like there's no one I feel good about outside of the top two guys, but there are other guys in play because I could see Jump pitching well here. There's other guys we mentioned. Gasser, you talked about the matchup. There's certainly other options in tournaments. If I were playing 150, I wouldn't just load in Williams and Seymour. But if I'm playing one lineup, it's hard to not just play those two guys and get different with bats if that's your prerogative.
Yeah, I mean, I think offense should be fairly spread out here, but as you see, I got the stone pulled up here. We got our first game. We got the Cards and Reds. We're sitting here looking at a game total of little bit over, pretty close to 9 in some areas. So we got decent game here for some hitting. We got Brady Singer and McCreevy, who we just talked a little bit. Are we even interested in either of these two pitchers? But I can't really say. I think I do prefer the red side in this one here against McGreevy. McGreevy, I mean, his K percentage is pretty low to the left side, 15% so far on the season. He's been getting barreled up almost 11%. So Ellie De La Cruz, Blade, I think would be interesting top of that lineup. But yeah, I mean, after that, I think the Cards would be a little bit further down for me picking on Singer, but I think the Reds definitely be interesting. I don't think any offense stands out today like we've seen in the past week here with Dodgers, and so forth. But I think the Reds would be interesting, especially in that park we like to play in, Great American Small Park.
I think both teams got to be in play here for sure. I mean, both pitchers can get got, Singer and McGreevy. I mean, they both are not good. I think McGreevy is slightly worse, but I do think the Cardinals lineup is better than the Reds. So I think both these teams got to be like top tier stacks today. I'm interested to see, I should say, how ownership breaks down. I bet it's really close between the Cards, the Reds, and a couple other teams. I'm with you. I think it's a spread out slate. You can kind of just plant your flag on who you want. Both these teams got to be top tier stacks today.
Singer, just looking at his numbers, I don't know how you feel, but like when we start getting later in the season here, I really look at pitchers last 30 days a little bit more than I do in the time, because disinterest, arm fatigue, so forth. Sometimes too, you got to watch pitch counts as the time goes on.
There's no better example of that than Paul Skeens. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Paul Skeens, exactly. I mean, you get to go home to Livy Dune every night. Like, what the fuck do you care when your team's out of it? I'm happy man going home. I don't give a shit. But yeah, I do think that kind of matters. But, in the last 30 days, Singer's walk percentage to the righties has been up a little bit here. His ground ball percentages are still decent. He's not as good of a ground ball pitcher to the left side as he is to the right side. But I mean, when I start seeing numbers click up in the walk percentage area and hard hit rate and stuff like that, it does concern me a little bit when I'm on some of them guys. But yeah, I think both teams are in play. I got the Reds a little higher. I mean, of the 12 teams, I think I'd have both of these on the upper half 6 of the teams. But I do think the Reds are a little bit more interesting for me than I just think they got a little bit more power. All right, let's see here. What other game we got here? We got the next one here. We got the Indians and the Giants. We got a pretty decent pitching matchup. I don't have any interest in any Giants. I don't even have any interest in any of the one-offs if you weren't playing any Gavin Williams lineups. I mean, I guess maybe you could look at a Devers if you wanted to go that route. Landon Rupp, on the other hand, has had some issues here in recent time. He has not been good. He's had all kinds of walk issues. I just wish your team over there was hitting a little bit better. I really don't like the lineup. I haven't really been playing them here. I don't see any reason for me to go there this time. I mean, maybe you could talk me into to some Cleveland, but I can't do it. They haven't been hitting at all here in recent times, so it's kind of hard for me to give up. Just forget about all that and play him here today. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I mean, Raup is someone I like to use when he's at home, and I don't necessarily want to pick on him on the road, but I'm more willing to pick on him on the road. Obviously, a big ballpark downgrade for him going from San Fran to Cleveland. And I think you can use pieces of Cleveland, but as a full stack, it's just hard for me to get on board there. They will run a little bit, like their lineup just right now with no DeLauder, no Joe Adele. You got Bazzana hitting second. I like it because he runs, but he really hasn't been good. So I think my favorite piece of Cleveland is Angel Janao, top prospect, is in the middle of that lineup, switch hitter. So I don't mind some pieces of Cleveland, but hard for me to want to full stack them. And the Giants, on paper, I don't like them at all. They just offer a really, really crazy amount of leverage on a small slate. And they also get a big ballpark upgrade. So if I were playing 150, I would definitely have some Giant stacks. But, I can't sit here and say I'd want to play them in single entry. But I'll say this, like yesterday night with Messick in a similar spot as Gavin Williams, Gavin Williams is the better DFS pitcher than Messick, and I'm sure Gavin Williams will be higher owned than Messick was last night. The Giants and the big 888 were unowned, not like 1%. Like all of them were 0% owned. So if you're telling me that no one is going to play the Giants, I'm interested. Obviously, we won't know that going in, and I probably won't play them personally, but you get a crazy amount of leverage, so got to shout that out.
Man, they're just coming out of the woodwork today, Matt. Like this, I got the button ready. Anybody else wants?
What was that one? I didn't even see it.
Said if you're taking advice from these two, you might as well not even play. I mean,
okay,
dude, I've been to more live finals than fucking you've had girlfriends, bro. So, you can whatever you want. I mean, give me a fucking break. So either way, but. Yeah, I can't get on board with anyone. It's hard to play offenses when you got a game total sitting at 7. So I'm off on that one. But we got that 12:40 game. I forgot to mention that St. Louis game, 12:40, Red St. Louis, and then we got 2 at the 1:10. So that Cleveland game at 1:10, and then this Toronto and Tampa Bay game is also at 1:10. We're sitting here looking at Shane Bieber. I know it's pretty hard. This dude's been walking quite a bit of lefties. He's at 15% walk rate here to lefties. He's been getting barreled up by both sides of the plate, 12%, 11% so far this year. His WOBA's pretty high, even to 382 to the right side. Ground ball percentage, mid-lean ground ball pitcher still. But he has been giving up a lot more fly balls to the left side. So, obviously Junior Caminero is going to be in play with anybody pitching, but with the barrel rates being high both sides of the plate, I can see Tampa being fairly popular today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford like a Junior Caminero and then get up to some of these high-end pitchers here today, though. So I think that is definitely a concern, but I'd have the Rays up there at the top end of the offenses here today against the Beebs. But Tampa, not bad. Team run total of sitting in the mid 4s. There are some teams higher, but I think this matchup against Bieber looks pretty interesting. Pick on the Biebs here. Tampa pretty heavy favorite, but I don't know if I can jam in Junior with Gavin and Seymour, but you can still build a fairly decent team even if you don't have Junior in your lineup.
Yeah, you just like the Rays stack because they're in a good spot against Bieber. For sure. Bieber puts guys on base. Whenever you do that, you're susceptible to big innings. Yeah, hard not to like Tampa here. And then the only thing I'll say about Toronto is Saber does like them. Seymour's going to get a lot of love. He's not like some bona fide ace. So Toronto's got some guys that can hit lefties. I don't even hate using one or the two of those guys with Seymour in a lineup. But for me, It's all about the Rays. I like Seymour and I like the Tampa stack.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide if Tampa. I don't really think any offenses are going to be overly high owned today. I was just trying to feel if Tampa is probably may fit that bill to where they're going to probably get more ownership than everybody else. But I don't really think we're going to see a chalky type offense today. Do you?
No, I think St. Louis and Cincinnati are probably the two highest owned, but nothing crazy at all. I think it's pieces from a lot of offenses are popular.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, this is even kind of Slate too. You know, when you talk about roster construction, maybe stacking one team, throwing in some high power bats in with their stacks. I've been noticing a lot of people doing that. I always like to go back and kind of view and see what winning lineups, how they looked, and all that fun stuff, how they built their lineup. It seems like more and more people are sticking with one stack, throwing in the 2 versus 2 or 2v2, two players from one team, 2 from another. So yeah, just interesting to see how, the game keeps evolving. That's for sure. But all right, moving on. We got next game.
And I just wanted to comment. Real quick on Nasir said Jays really can't hit lefties. I think that was in response to me saying that like you could use a bat or two against Seymour because he's going to be popular. And yeah, they haven't been good against left-handed pitching, but the top 5 of their lineup individually all profile well and have done well against right-handed pitching at times, at least. McAdoo is raking in the minors. So is Cameron, Alejandro Kirk. We know George Springer, obviously, and Okamoto. So that's not like 5 easy outs here for Seymour. I mean, all those guys, McAdoo and Cameron might be, but all those guys have power. You can use one off them in any lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Seymour does have a fly ball lean. I mean, just because we feel like he's the top end pitcher today. I mean, there are still some flags there for sure. I mean, playing guys that have fly ball rates like he has is pretty high. I mean, his fly ball rate's pretty high. So, I mean, definitely a little bit of a concern. I mean, if you don't like Seymour, I'd feel better about playing a one-off against Seymour than I would against Gavin Williams.
Yeah, and I'm playing Seymour. I just wanted to call it out because it's a small slate, and levers get you a long way on slates like this.
Yeah, yes, sir. All right, so moving on here, we got the 2:00 games here. We have the A's here against the A's and Royals. What are we looking at here? Gauge jump against Dobnak. Royals sitting there with that 4.6 team total. A's just below 4. I can't say that I really have any interest in the A's against Dobnak. They just haven't been very good here in recent times. So I can't say I'm really looking at that. On the other side of that one with Kansas City, I mean, it's just been hard for me to play Kansas City. I think Jump is, he's been a fairly decent pitcher on the road, as we were talking about. I mean, maybe Bobby Witt. I mean, you could always play Bobby Witt. Maybe Garcia, if you wanted to look there. I just don't really see the power that I'm looking for.
We got more hate comments. It's funny too because Jason Smith, his comment's funny because, wow, we made a point of mentioning how we much prefer the 30-day stats when we're talking about pitchers right now in this season. And I'm not even going to dignify him with a response besides that.
Right. Jason, these fucking clowns are hilarious. What do you guys just keep coming back with your fucking burner account? It must be one of our competitors who worry about us all the fucking time.
I'm getting paid to make a DFS show. I'm getting paid to make a DFS show that you're watching. So who's the loser?
Yeah, exactly. It's hilarious to me. But either way, I don't get it. Everybody's just being an asshole today. Go, just go outside and kiss your neighbor, hug your kids, do something else than worry. And if you got that much hate and anger, you shouldn't gamble anyway because you're a fucking bad apple and you bring bad juju. Go take your juju somewhere else. Go take your ball somewhere else, man. So either way, we're moving on. We don't care about these losers. I'll just keep firing away at them. Either way, we got next game. Let's take a peek here. We got the Braves and White Sox. Man, White Sox come out of nowhere this year. I saw they had a 1% chance to win the Central Division when the season started. I mean, damn, you probably would have got some healthy odds in that one. We got Grant Holmes and Anthony K here today. I mean, I don't mind picking on Grant Holmes. I mean, he's not very good against lefties. Murakami obviously has been smacking the shit out of the baseball. You got pretty good other guys, Benintendi, Colson Montgomery. That bullpen isn't very good. So, yeah, I think definitely interested in some White Sox. I wouldn't have them up at the top of my list here, but Holmes has not been looking good. His control's been off here recent times. Last 30 days, been walking 13% of lefties. He's been getting barreled up by both sides of the plate. So ground ball percentage still mid-lean to the left side. But the right side is not very good. He's been giving up almost 40% fly balls his last 30 days. His WOBA has been getting beat up. So, yeah, I think I got some interest in some White Sox here. As far as Atlanta goes against K, we're obviously going to want some of the right side bats. So I do prefer to play the Braves against righties. K has not been very good against righties so far this season. For our strikeout rate, been down to 15%. Actually, the same numbers go for the last 30 days, but he's been getting barreled up quite a bit here by righties too. So I think the Braves got a place on this slate. I mean, we know they got some power. I'd probably put them in my top 5 in the upper half, but I think the White Sox for me are definitely one of the top stacks here today. I'd put them right up there with the Rays. I think I may even have the White Sox even a little higher than the Rays.
I like both these teams too. I mean, the Braves have been shitty lately. They've lost 5 of 6. They just got swept by Minnesota, but it's still, I mean, this lineup is still really good. We've seen stretches from them before where they have struggled and they've bounced back because their lineup's amazing. So, yeah, I'm in on Atlanta. And I like the White Sox a lot. I think the White Sox are lower owned. Holmes isn't good. I think this game is more offensive minded than the field does. I'm hoping at least. So, yeah, I'm with you here.
Yeah, I still can't get over. I mean, the White Sox fan, I mean, how fun would it be a White Sox fan? Literally think you got a damn chance. And then all of a sudden, here you are, top of the division, looking good. But I just think that goes back to what we were talking about, top of the show, how bad the American League's been all damn season. And they're playing in a shit-ass division that they get to play the Royals a bunch of times. The Tigers haven't been good. So definitely something there. But, yeah, I get it. Nades there was also mentioning that Braves bullpen is been fairly good, which does hurt. But, yeah, I mean, in this slate here, Nate, like we were saying, like there's just no offenses that really stand out. So I think offense are going to be pretty spread out. But I do like the White Sox and Rays. I think those are my favorites.
It's definitely not a perfect spot for the White Sox to Nades' point, but it's a good enough spot against Holmes on a small enough slate. And I think the ownership is low enough where they are really intriguing to me, if nothing else. I mean, I do think ownership's flat. Like the only team that's not going to be owned is San Fran and Toronto to a certain extent.
Yeah, and Seattle. I don't think you're going to see too much on Seattle either.
Probably not.
That lineup's just been terrible. But so we agree. White Sox definitely one of my favorite stacks of the day. Then we got the last one here on this daytime slate here on a Thursday. We have Seattle and Milwaukee. We got George Kirby up against the Brew Crew, and then we have Robert Gasser, the lefty, going into Seattle. Man, I mean, anytime I sit there and look at the Brew Crew, first thing I like to do is look at fly ball percentages. George Kirby, the last 30 days, fly ball percentages have been up fairly high, especially the left side. All season's been almost at 30%. He's actually 6-7 percentage points higher to the right side here in recent times. His K percentages have been awful. Last 30 days, 45 at bats, 46 to the left side. So pretty even over the last 30 days. But I mean, dude, he's been walking 15% of lefties, 6%, striking out 15% of lefties, 6% of righties. I mean, he's just not getting the job done. I mean, that's just not going to be acceptable. He's been getting beat up by righties too. So, man, I mean, I think Milwaukee could have a place on this slate against George Kirby. I don't like the park. But I just like the Brew Crew. I mean, they do everything. They steal bags. I mean, I'd put them up there in the upper half of my of the teams here today. I don't think
you like
Milwaukee.
It. You like Milwaukee, and Nade's like Seattle. What world are we living in?
You know, that's fine. They could be an offensive game. I mean, normally I'm trying to talk Nades off the Brewers, you know, in certain spots. It's just usually if there's a ground ball pitcher. But, I mean, Kirby just hasn't been very good here in recent times. So that's kind of what I'm basing this off of. His strikeout percentages have been really low. Ground ball percentage has been low. He's been giving up a lot of fly balls. So, I mean, that's what I'm looking at. So that's why I do like the Brewers. I think they're sneakier. I don't think they're going to be as highly owned. But like I said, there's – you know, the ownership's going to be pretty spread out for offenses. So I wouldn't discount the Brew Crew, even though I do not like the park. We just generally don't play out there in Seattle, but or Milwaukee, I'm sorry. But I just don't like the park there. Seattle, on the other hand, against Gasser, I mean, I don't love it either. I just don't like. I think I'd rather prefer to play Gasser, but Gasser, if you look at his numbers, his WOBA is been up a little bit against the right side here so far this year. He's got 358 WOBA, ground ball percentage, 31% fly ball percentage, almost at 30% as well. So, I mean, if you wanted to play Gasser, I prefer to play Gasser against the Mariners. I don't really want to pick on him. I just don't like the lineup. I mean, a Rosarena, J-Rod definitely in play. Ward up at the top. I'd rather play the Brew Crew in this one than the Mariners. But for me, I don't love either side of it. They're down a little bit. I prefer the Reds. I prefer the Cards. I prefer the White Sox. But I think there's a place here for the Brew Crew.
I'm with you all around here. I think there's definitely a place for both these stacks on this slate, but I like them less than the other teams we've talked about. We've seen Milwaukee win the slate the first game of this series, and then Seattle was really good yesterday. I think both those are kind of outliers. I get stacking either side here because I think both of them are on the lower owned side of things, but I also think all the teams you mentioned look better on paper with higher upside. So I'd rather pick on McGreevy, Singer, a bunch of guys than the pitchers in this game. So the field will think so too. That's why their ownership will be lower, but I think those other teams have higher upside.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So we're at the that time of the show here where we're going to give me your top handful of pitchers, maybe 2 or 3 pitchers. Make it 3 because we already know Seymour and Gavin Williams. So give us one more other than that, and then give us a couple stacks, and then we'll throw out a homer call.
I'll go obviously Williams, Seymour, and then the third pitcher I will go with is Jump. He hasn't pitched on the road in a couple starts, and he's been much better outside of that bandbox in Sacramento, excuse me. So those are my 3 pitchers. 3 stacks, we'll go with the Reds, White Sox, and Braves.
Homer?
Ooh, home run call. Let's go with some righty on righty crime. Miguel Vargas going yard.
All right. I like that one. All right. So for me, pitchers, Williams, Seymour. I got Gasser and Jump in the same boat. I couldn't decide which of the 2 that I want. As far as offenses, I'm going to go White Sox, Rays, Reds would be my favorites. And then home run call, I'm going to the Reds, and I'm going to go JJ Bleday goes yard for the Reds here. So, but yeah, we got 6 games. We had a fun show here today. Appreciate everybody being here. Those that chose violence today, we still love you. If you want to come back, just hey, keep it tone. We no bad juju around here. We don't need that bullshit. Guys laughing at me about wins from 4 years ago. Bro, I've been playing this shit so damn long. I can't remember. 4 years ago seems like yesterday, don't it? I mean, damn. Either way, fun show here today, Matt. Got any last words before we run out of here?
No, that's all I got, man. Always a good time.
Always. But hey, looking forward to the weekend. I know all the boys will be out there in Vegas for the big man in the sky memorial that they're doing out there, fundraising out there. I know they were going to play golf. It was supposed to be like 110. So good luck to all of you guys out there in that. But let's kick some ass in some contests, and we'll see you up at the top of them tournaments. So let's ship it.